Welcome to day 3 of Discover Your Spiritual Practice. I'm Rebecca Campbell. I'm an author, mystic, and teacher, and I've been showing up for spiritual practice in an unbroken way since 2012 and have since led hundreds of thousands of people in it too. When you show up to your daily practice, you're connecting to the inner world of your soul. The more you show up to it, the deeper this connection becomes. Today, the spiritual practice we are going to be doing is devotional chanting. Chanting is one of my all-time favorite practices, and it's actually the practice that I reach for the most when I'm feeling overly emotionally stuck, or I can't kind of move through a particular energy or emotion. I find that it brings me back to my heart center every single time. If you've been to one of my workshops before or a part of my membership, you'll likely have chanted with me before, and you would have heard me say that chanting has absolutely nothing to do with how good your voice is or whether you consider yourself to be a singer or not. And in fact, I believe that if you're worried about sounding good or trying to sound good, you're actually not doing chanting right. Devotional chanting is the practice of singing divine names in repetition. It's a form of vibrational healing. And so as the sound current reverberates through your physical body, it really brings things back into harmony. The repetition of chanting causes our minds to get bored and switch off and rest. And this often allows another voice, our true voice, our soul's voice, to step forward and begin singing through us. I find that sometimes there comes a point in most chants where very subtly your voice actually changes. It's as if a resistance or some kind of block has been cleared away, and there's been this space that's been created for something sacred to kind of open and step forward. Many times when I chant, I feel like it's as if I'm both losing myself and finding myself, like the true self. And yeah, for me, there is no other practice that has that same powerful potential. There are 84 meridian points at the top of the mouth that are stimulated when we chant. These then stimulate the hypothalamus, which stimulates the pineal gland, which then stimulates the entire glandular system, which is why often when you do chant, you just feel really good afterwards. But I think more subtly, my favorite thing about chanting is this unified field that opens when we begin singing, and particularly when we begin singing together. And even if you're doing this video and this chant on your own or with me on your own, you're also doing it along with all of the other people who are part of this 7-day guided practice. But more subtly, my favorite thing about chanting is actually the unified field that opens when we begin singing together. It's as if the chant actually exists in that field on its own, and when we begin chanting, we're instantly connected to it. And by being in that field through chanting along, you're also connecting yourself to all of the people who've ever chanted that chant through the past, present, and future. So as you're doing this day of the 7 days guided practice, stay open to the fact that even if it's just you chanting along with me, remember there are so many of us who are part of these 7 days. And so it's as if we're chanting together, so you can really harness that energy. Chants are more than just songs, they're actually invocations. And so we can invoke specific gods and goddesses or energies as we do our chanting. All you need in order to call upon their support is to put your intention into your singing. So singing from the center of your heart, to invite their guidance, their presence, to open yourself up to receiving them walking alongside you, holding you, loving you, and supporting you. Today we are going to be chanting together. So as I sing, you'll be singing with me. So I'll be chanting with you the whole way. You'll never be singing on your own. And the chant we are going to be doing today is to the Great Mother. To me, the Great Mother is the original mother, or the goddess. So she's the feminine force that was present at creation. The words for the chant are Great Mother, my Ma. So really what we're doing is just connecting to the goddess, connecting to that feminine force. It's a really wonderful chant to do if you want to invoke the sacred. It's also a great one to do if you're feeling a little bit lost or vulnerable or afraid, or like you could do with some holding or guidance or soothing or calming. With this chant, these words that I wrote, to me, when we're saying Great Mother, my Ma, what we're really doing is calling upon the goddess of the feminine force of life to hold us. So we're invoking the goddess. The feminine force is within each and every one of us. It's also this same intelligence that tells flowers when to bloom and the seasons to come and go. And so when we chant this chant, we're also merging with this infinite, intelligent, sacred power. So really invoking that right down into ourselves. All belief systems and faiths are welcome here. So feel free to call in a particular goddess or a name for God. If say, Great Mother doesn't resonate with you, just call in whatever force it is that means the most to you. So you could even chant to your ancestors, to a particular goddess, or even Mother Earth herself. When you chant, you can close your eyes, or if you feel more comfy keeping them open, of course you can do that. And if sharing your voice is a little bit vulnerable for you, it's okay. Just like start by humming along if it's too much of a leap to sing. I know others, it'll be just second nature and it'll be really natural to you, but just lean into the uncomfortableness if you're feeling a little bit vulnerable. Start small and then just join us as you go along. Some of the side effects of chanting are feelings of euphoria, sometimes tears, sometimes tingling in your hands and feet, and also like a warmth in your heart. I often find as well, if you do chant, often the next day, the next morning, you might wake up and your heart feels a little bit more open, or like you feel more connected, or like you've got a little bit of joy bubbling up from right at the center of your heart. You may also notice that as you're chanting, your voice changes ever so slightly as you're chanting, like something else comes through you. So all of these things are completely welcome and completely normal. Right, so now we are going to begin the chant. So I want you to get really comfortable, ideally sitting with your spine straight. And as you do the chant, if you like, you might want to place your hand on your heart and one on your belly. And if you want to now, begin to close your eyes as we begin this chant together. Just slowing down your breath and getting ready to begin.
Great Mother, my Mom, Great Mother,
Oh, that was really beautiful. Well done. If that was your first time chanting, really, really well done for chanting along. Thank you for singing with me. As in all the years that I've chanted, I'm always blown away by how much of a powerful gateway to the soul chanting is. So I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, looking forward to hearing how your experience was as well. So tomorrow, in day 5 of Discover Your Spiritual Practice, I'll be sharing the 4th practice, which is called Earth Pulsing. Earth Pulsing is a really nourishing practice that will connect you to the earth, make you feel really, really grounded, rejuvenated, filled up. If you would like to share about your experience of chanting and maybe connect with anyone else who has been chanting with you through today's practice, feel free to use the hashtag Discover Your Spiritual Practice. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.